All right. What is up, YouTube? Sabah al-Khair. Buenos dia. What's up? Mansour is back at it again with another video. Hope y'all liked yesterday's unboxing video. But today we're going to do another video. It's a video I've been wanting to make forever. Let's see. So I've been wanting to make this video forever, especially because like this subject has brought up like questions for me. Like honestly, I've always had these questions. The question is my dad's family part of the Illuminati? Now, for those of you that know me, I didn't really grow up with a dad. My dad's a commercial fisherman, so he's either always working. When he wasn't working, he was always mad or always drunk. So you know how that goes. So and his family all lives out of state. They all live in places like Washington, Illinois, California, Florida, DC, Wisconsin, places like that. So you know, I didn't really know them. Still to this day, I don't really know them. And he comes from a wealthier background. His family's from the UK originally, from this town called Crooker in England, but he was born and raised on the north side of Chicago, so the wealthier side of the north side of Chicago, Winnetka, Kenilworth, around that area is where my dad grew up. So, you know, I've heard him, I've definitely heard him praise the Rockefellers more than a couple times when I brought up the robber barons or the NWO, the Illuminati, or how, you know, both the Democrats and the Republicans suck. He's brought up, you know, traditional conservative values or Rockefeller Republicans. So the fact that, my dad's great-great-grandpa was in the U.S. House of Representatives from Illinois, from, I believe, Hyde Park. Because my dad's grandpa was my dad's grandpa used to live in Hyde Park on the south side of Chicago, actually, on my paternal grandpa's side. So you know, that really had me wondering, you know, whether my dad is part of the Illuminati or his family's part of the Illuminati, or has connections to the NWO. And the fact that my paternal grandma's brother was part of the IMF and actually worked in both Cote d'Ivoire and in Lebanon, ironically, at the IMF, which is, you know, part of the Bilderberg Group, part of the Illuminati. So that's pretty much why I've maintained my distance from my dad's family. And, you know, I'm not really close with them. But yeah, the fact that and then there's another thing. My dad was the architect of the Unitarian Church in Chicago. And, you know, the Unitarians are definitely Masons. They definitely have their roots in Masonry. So that's another reason that my dad's family might be part of the Illuminati or have some kind of ties. And it's the north side of Chicago. So keep in mind that you have all these wealthy individuals that, you know, they didn't make their money in an honest way. They made their money off of pillaging the so-called third world. Everybody from the Storches to the Hulls, to the Packards, to the Warmkeys. A lot of them made their money in a dishonest way on the north side of Chicago, and especially around the Winnetka area, the Thomasons, all the wealthy. Rahm Emanuel's another example. I can go on and on about corrupt, wealthy people that might be connected to the Illuminati And not all the people in these families are connected to the Illuminati. And I know some people actually, like Kenneth Warmke, has actually spoken out. I'm a good friend of his. He actually spoke out against the NWO and the Illuminati. But, you know, some of these wealthy north side of Chicago families, and wealthy Chicago families in general, have connections to the Illuminati and to the NWO. And, you know, Lundberg's is another example. And the fact of the matter is, these wealthy people that are mostly from Germany, Norway, Sweden, and Poland on the north side of Chicago, you know, they're suspect. They're really suspect. And the fact that my dad, his great-grandpa was part of the U.S. Congress, and that great-grandpa somehow knew the Rockefellers. My dad has praised the Rockefellers. That leads me to believe there is some sort of collusion between the Hulls, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and the NWO. And, you know, I've honestly want to take Hull out of my last name, just be Arturo Mansour. And, you know, that's why I really don't talk too much with my dad's family. I will be doing a Chicago trip sometime this fall, inshallah, to work on some music stuff, work on some YouTube stuff, and maybe see some of my cousins down there. From my grandma's side, it's a little better than my paternal grandpa's side, but, you know, this is the reality. You know, my dad's family might have ties to the NWO, given that my dad's praised the Rockefellers and praised Rockefeller Republicans. That's and the fact that my dad's related to the Walkers, and George Bush is also related to the Walkers, and both of them have been in America since, you know, the Revolutionary War era, and my dad's family's probably related to them. So that's another reason I have to believe that my dad's family is somehow connected with the Illuminati and the NWO. Oh, and also another fact. After the riots at the 68 Democratic Convention, my dad's mom decided to move the family from Chicago to Seattle, where my dad went to middle school and high school. And that could have been also related to pressures from the Illuminati, the NWO. So there's a lot of evidence. The fact that my dad has praised the Rockefellers, the fact that my dad voted for George Bush, and the fact that he might be related to George Bush, and who's a war criminal, by the way. And my dad aids and abets war criminals. The fact that that his family is very influential in Chicago, and that his grandpa or great-grandpa was part of Congress, and the fact that they were robber barons themselves. The Walker family mined iron ore in the Mesabi Range in Minnesota on land that they stole from the Chippewa people. So that's another reason I have to believe that my dad's family is involved in the Illuminati and or the New World Order and maybe the Bilderberg Group. And then the fact that my paternal grandmother's younger brother, Richard, was involved in the IMF and in colonialism in Lebanon, which ironically is where one of the places my mom's family is from, in addition to Palestine, Jordan, and Egypt. So that is another reason I have to believe that my dad has connections to the Illuminati, the NWO, and the Bilderberg Group, as obviously as well as the IMF. So that's why you won't see me praising my dad. That's why you won't see me And that's why I really was never really close to my dad. One of the many reasons I was never close to my dad, which will be another video. And why I'm not really close with his family. So yeah, so always be watching out for these rich people, man. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say today. Basically, my dad's family is probably part of the NWO, and that's the reason I don't talk with them too much. So, yep, that's all. Like, subscribe, peace.